Next question. Next question is from I I can't spell that username, but whatever. Yeah. What do you think of the films by Sam Peckinpah? Um, well, I haven't seen a lot of movies by him. I've seen The Wild Bunch. I think that was the name. I've seen bits of it, not the whole movie. I saw it on TV. Um, but I haven't really seen a lot of his films. I heard of him, and I think he's a very underrated director. There's not a lot of people talking about him. So yeah. Have you ever seen High Plains Drifter? No, never heard of it. Oh, here's a tough one. Next question is from Vectron 810. It's a really tough one. What's your top 3 '60s to '90s horror movies? You know, as you probably know, I'm a big horror fan, and I can't, um, yeah, I can't give you a top 3. That would be too hard. You know, '60s, you know, that year they ended the Universal Monster Films series, you know, and those are my favorite horror films, of course. The whole series, I've seen a lot. And, but over the '60s and '90s, Night of the Living Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, and I don't remember if The Birds was in, yeah, it was the '60s, 1963, I think. Yeah. But I don't have a lot of favorite horror films after the '50s and all that, because I have a lot of favorites before that. Um, so yeah, Halloween, of course. Um, I just have to watch my collection. I don't know. The Evil Dead, of course, yeah, and Jaws. Uh, so yeah, yeah. I can't come up with, yeah, yeah. Okay. So I can't really give you a top 3, but yeah. But I've been planning on redoing like top 20. Well, doing a top 20 favorite horror films. So yeah. Next question is from MovieFan7359, one of my best buddies on YouTube. Have you seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Who haven't seen it? Of course, I've seen it. I love the trilogy. I loved it as well. I'm still a kid in a way. I'm only 14, you know. But when I was smaller, um, I always loved the trilogy. I mean, they're just fantastic. I always liked I think it was the second one I liked the most. The Battle of Helm's Deep and all that. That was just awesome. I mean, I liked the orcs, but the horror guys was just awesome. They were scary too. Yeah. And I really liked the first one, and I loved the third one, the battles and all that. I was just thought it was, well, of course, all the Lord of the Rings films were the same. Uh, like they all had the same runtime. But I felt always the third one was the longest one. I don't know, but yeah, but I can't say which one is my favorite. All 3, I love them both. Both. I mean, I love them all. So yeah, but I have seen them, of course. um, what are your top 3 Stanley Kubrick movies? My favorite one would be a Full Metal Jacket, I think. I'm not sure. Let me just check. I have to check my list. And But I did see A Clockwork Orange for a long time ago, and I loved it this time. I'll just see. No, it's A Clockwork Orange. Yeah, my favorite is A Clockwork Orange, and the second, of course, is Full Metal Jacket, and then The Shining. I haven't seen a lot. I'm beginning to watch a lot of like Doctor Strangelove, Spartacus, and more films of Eyes Wide Shut. I've seen 2001, and I just don't like it. Yeah. But number one would be Clockwork Orange, number two would be Full Metal Jacket, and three, The Shining. What's the worst movie I've ever seen? Worst movie? I don't really know. It's hard to pick like number one worst film I ever seen. That's kind of hard, but my I almost said my favorites. But the worst one I've seen, I don't know. Most people say Batman and Robin. I find that a really cliche now, saying it's the worst movie ever made. Of course, it's a bad movie, but you know, I really don't care for it. But I've seen worse movies than that. I don't really know. I saw one movie in the 50 movie pack, and I just didn't like it. I hated it. You know, people say, when I say a title, people say, yeah, it's a classic, it's a cult classic, and, people should have their opinions, but, it's maybe a cult classic, but I just didn't like it. And it's The Brain That Wouldn't Die. I just didn't like that movie at all. And, yeah, I've seen a lot of bad movies, but I can't come up with anything right now. Yeah, Friday the 13th Part 8. I just can't stand that movie. It just sucks so bad. Yeah, but yeah, can't come up with. I think I have to do I think I have to write a script if I'm going to say that, but yeah, Son of the Mask, I can't watch that movie. It's just absolutely painful to watch. So yeah. Next questions is from Reservoir Dogs, not dogs, but Dags. Yeah, Dags. I think it is. Let's see. What's your favorite gangster film? Well, that would be The Godfather 1 and 2, of course, and then next Scarface. Yeah, The Godfather 1 and 2. Favorite Norwegian film? Yeah, I had this one. I don't know how to say it on English. Borrow My Wife, I think. I don't know. On Norwegian is lån mig din kone. Yeah, yeah. But I think it's Borrow My Wife on English. Yeah, it's a comedy and from the 50s, I think. I really like that one. Favorite? Oh yeah. What genres of music do you enjoy? Well, that's rock, of course. Yeah. Worst film you've ever seen? I've already answered that. What's the most anticipated film for 2011? Well, for me, it would be all these superhero films that's coming now. The Green Lantern, Thor, Captain America, and I would say X-Men First Class too. A lot of people are shitting on it, but I look forward to it. So yeah. Favorite films from the 50s. That's a tough one. You know, I love the 50s. Um, I love most of the monster films I've seen. I love all these monster alien films. You know, The Thing from Another World, War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and Tarantula. Yeah, I like that one. The Creature from Black Lagoon. Some Hitchcock films. Where to Go, Rare Window. I think they were from the 50s, if I'm not wrong. Rope. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they were from the 50s, but yeah. I have a lot of favorites. Your guilty pleasures. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of favorites, you know. Well, guilty pleasures of, yeah.